I don't think like games should be hyper realistic, like military shooters. They should be authentic. Like it feels real, but not too real. Like I don't like games like Arma. I remember the first time I played Arma 3, it was me and some teammates got in a helicopter and we got shot down by a fucking RPG. And then we hit the ground and the helicopter landed on my chest and I just bled out for like 20 minutes. Like, that's what I mean when I say I don't like realistic shit. I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, nigga, this is too real. I was like, this is too fucking realistic, bro. Can I just hit a button and die? Like, god damn, bro. This is stupid. Like, you dead ass have to lay in the grass. I just bled out for 20 minutes. I was like, all right, bro. I uninstalled the game. I was like, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. That sound like some Arma shit. I said, this ain't for me. This is a little too realistic, man. Way too real. In other news, new Steam update hints at 4 separate Steam machine models and a reservation system. With the memory crisis in full force, some calling it the Ramageddon. Valve's Steam machine has been an open question for the company for a few months now. As the latest Steam update, it seems like Valve is planning 4 models at launch, and it might have a reservation system like it does with the Steam controller, to combat, you know, people trying to buy things via bot and then scalping, because they did that with the Steam controller. I'm actually kind of glad that the Steam controller went first, because the second time they released the Steam controller for reservation, they learned from the mistakes of the first time. So when the Steam machine comes out, they should be able to combat botters better. This is all according to some data mining from a Redditor in the Steam Machine subreddit. Using the Steam tracking Git hub page, they show that there are 4 model numbers for the Steam machines in the latest Steam update. Alongside this, they have found 2 Steam frame packages. What those 4 Steam machine models are anyone's guess, but we know from chatting to Valve last year that there are plans for a 412 gigabyte and a 2 terabyte model. Perhaps things have changed somewhat due to the memory crisis, or maybe there's a bundle for each of the 2 models with or without a Steam controller. You're asking what the things would be? Wait, 4? Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about this. I'm not surprised they're doing multiple configurations. I think the specs, the power of the Steam machine will be the same across the board. The difference would just be the amount of hard drive space. It has to stay the same because that's the point of it doing this whole hybrid gaming PC thing, to add uniformity. So they're probably going to have like a 512 gigabyte, a 1 terabyte, a 2 terabyte, and then maybe like a 5 terabyte configuration for the big spenders out there. But I don't think it'll be anything more than that. As the original Reddit thread notes, this new Steam update is focused on Valve's own reservation system, so one might assume the same reservation will be present for the launch of the Steam machine later this year. We don't yet have information on the Steam machine's release date or launch price though, despite confusion about it potentially being delayed to the launch of 2027. Valve has reaffirmed as of March that the Steam machine will launch this year. When exactly is it still up in the air? But setting up a reservation system is certainly a good sign that we could see some update on the storefront at some point soon. 5 terabytes is crazy. You're right. It might be like a 3 or something like that. I don't know. I was just throwing a number out there, to be honest. Do you think the Steam machine would run Steam games better than an actual PC? No. Well, first of all, it is a PC. Consoles are PCs too, guys. But like, are you asking, do you think the Steam machine will run games better than my PC? No, because I got a 4080 Super and you don't, nigga. And shout out to the niggas out there that got the 5090 and the 5080. If you're asking if it'll run better than that, no. These things will be mid-tier PCs that'll run games on high for a few years. Like, I think this will be a good entry point PC for people who don't want to build stuff. But no, this will not be better than the stuff that people can custom. That's like asking, do you think the stock Honda is going to be better than the Mexican with the tail fin down the street with the fucking nitros on his Honda and shit, or his Nissan? You know what I'm talking. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. The Asian guy down the street that be street racing. No, your Honda's not going to be better, bro. There's a difference. Like, yeah, technically they're the same cars, but no, that shit is decked the fuck out. My bad, dumb question. Nah, you're straight, bro. I'm not bad. I'm just fucking around. Yo, shout out to Kid King with the $2 super chat. Real quick, when's the podcast going to go up on Apple? It's not on Apple? When the podcast goes up, it always goes up on every platform. I was out of town when it went live. It's not up. Oh, it's not. That's something on Apple's side. I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know. My fault. Like when I upload it, it always just goes everywhere all at once. That means Apple's fucking up. I'm gonna have to like log in and figure that out then. My fault. Any thoughts on Ice Mid? What's the point of me sharing my thoughts? You already shared yours. He's just looking for a confirmation bias. You called it Ice Mid. And it is mid, but anyways, given the recent change, the Steam Machine subreddit is rather hopeful for a May Steam Machine announcement, though I'm a tad more cynical given the Steam controller selling out and needing a reservation system. I could see this as simply a forward-thinking action from Valve. Not even trying to be funny, but Apple Music crashed last night. I don't know if it's the podcast services are connected, but yeah, something must be going on with them like server side, and I wasn't paying attention to it last week or earlier in the week. I'll look into it like this weekend. Pricing is still one of the biggest concerns around the Steam Machine, though. Back when it was announced in November last year, some of the teams were hopeful for ever so slightly above console price range. By February, we were significantly less optimistic about it. Now I'm dreading the announcement just a little, as I don't know if my poor wallet can take the news. Just expect to pay $1,000 for this thing, y'all, because of the RAM shortage. Are the albums of a grown man crying about a relationship again? Oh, whatever. Yeah, so that's the update. This does not confirm that there will be multiple configurations, but I will say don't be surprised. That's usually just how tech goes anyway. Consoles always are announced with like multiple configurations, so don't be surprised if the Steam Machine is. The question is, who wants one day one? Who wants one day one? You know, it's been fucking up for me, YouTube Music lately. Like the app, I might have to uninstall and reinstall the app on my phone. Has anybody been having that issue where the app just stalls at the when you hit it on the icon, and then like a minute later it loads? I think something's going on server side across the board. Who's buying that 512 gigabyte version? Somebody who's buying it strictly for emulation. I can see that because emulators don't take up a lot of space. I did want it day one, but not now. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get it either. It's too rich for my blood. I don't want to play emulators in my bedroom or in the living room that bad because I don't know how much I'm gonna be playing them anyway. I got a PS5 in the living room. I don't even touch that thing, so like I don't know how often I be playing these old games anyway. It could be a cool device though for maybe somebody. Well, then you could probably get something cheaper who has kids. You just get them a emulation device and let them play a bunch of old games. Yeah, I get the YouTube Music hang up thing too, like going to the next song and get stuck. Yeah, I'm gonna try to like see if I can clear the cache or some shit like that. Forza Horizon 6 reviews drops. 10s, 9s, the lowest being a 7 with a current 91 overall Metacritic. This is actually one of the highest reviewed games of the year for people who say there's nothing to play. Another banger. I played it yesterday on stream. I can confirm it is a banger. And guess what? I know bangers. I think the off-road, the rally stuff is the most fun. The game is gorgeous. It runs well. Seems like there's a lot of content, a lot of things to explore and like things to unlock. I like the game. I will continue to play it. I think this actually might be, and I don't mean this as an insult when I say this, but it's going to probably be an off-stream game.
I'm going to play this off-stream, man. We're going to finish this mission up off-stream.
This is a game that doesn't require much mental capacity, much time commitment. Just something I could probably lay in the bed and just skirt and vroom vroom. You feel me? It's cool. And I haven't played Forza in a while, but I like it. So shout out to Forza if you're looking for another banger to play. Keep in mind it is coming to PlayStation. Shout out to Rui Sins with the $20 super chat. Totally unrelated, but just wanted to say I appreciate the life advice you gave over the years and the content with the growth. I appreciate the nice words, my boy. Appreciate the donation. No, it don't got guns, Negro. Shout out to Shotty with the sub. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Also, Forza news. Forza 6 explodes on Steam even before it's officially out. They're talking about the Steam numbers. Let's see. Steam DB. I saw it on Twitter. Let's see. Forza. So for those unaware, oh yeah, this one's going crazy. So for those unaware, Forza Horizon 6 is in early access. That's the only way you can play it. You have to buy the deluxe version that gives you like the game a few days early. It's already peaked at 172,000. So I think it's safe to assume it's probably going to hit at least 200,000 to 500,000 concurrent players on Steam when it fully is released for everybody else. For early access, I can't stress enough, a racing game, this is a niche genre. This game is cooking. Mind you, it's 109 people on the game right now, 109,000. Is it on Game Pass? It will be on Game Pass, I believe. This is a W. This is a W. I think it might be I don't think, because racing games don't win game of the year, but I think I would not be surprised if some of you in the chat say this is your game of the year. I don't think, because you know how politics with, you know, the awards show. Yeah, it's over 109,000. It's going to be some people's game of the year. I do think it is that good so far, what I played. Okay, so Xbox got one so far. They got one. I think it could win best sports game, maybe. Yeah, I definitely think it could. So if you're looking for something to play, looking for a banger, maybe check out Forza Horizon 6. Damn, this shit peaked higher than Sparking Zero. And it's not even out. Did it really? Sparking Zero. To be fair, I think this is more of a console game, to be fair. Yeah, it did. That's crazy. To be fair, though, this was more of a console game. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a pass. Although you could argue this is probably a console game, too. The fact that it's doing better. Yeah, you're right. Sparking Zero sucks, nigga. You're right. Because I'd argue Forza. Why the fuck did I get on high guard? What the hell? I'd argue Forza is more of a console game, too. Forza is just a better game. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I bought Forza 6 and I'm having a blast. Shout out to my skirt gamers. Xbox W. Speaking of struggling games, Bungie is looking to expand Marathon's appeal with a chill new PvE mode. Marathon's developer Bungie has revealed plans to revitalize the game ahead of the Season 2 launch and beyond. These plans include a massive amount of gameplay tweaks, though Bungie isn't getting too specific just yet. But what we do know is, based on a recent blog post announcing this upcoming changes, is that a bigger focus on PvE gameplay is on the way. In Season 2, we will be experimenting with 2 modes, one at the beginning of the season and one towards the middle and later half of the season. Game director Joe Ziegler explained in a post, the experimental mode at the beginning of the season will focus more on PvE, but with the light touch of PvP. The second experimental mode will be PvP only, with its focus on crews being tasked with completing objectives together and making some progress across matches. Marathon's cooked. I'm not gonna say it's cooked because, to be fair to this game, I think Marathon is a good game. I had fun playing it. Marathon is a good game. The issue with Marathon is, and I can't stress this enough, we are in a weird age in gaming where games are dying, not because they're bad, but because they came out at the wrong time. Some of y'all just didn't like the art style, which is fair. You're not allowed to like the art style, but me personally, I don't play games for art style. And then also, we cannot downplay the fact that there was a smear campaign for this game. They treated this game just like, what's that shit? Motherfucking, we just looked at it. High Guard. They wanted this game to fail. So motherfuckers was purposely not buying it because they want to stick it to Bungie, bro. It was a big smear campaign to this game. The difference between this and High Guard, though, is Bungie is backed by Sony. So I think they're going to get at least a year or two to try to figure it out. Because friendly reminder, Destiny was a failure at launch. Destiny did not become Destiny until the Taken King DLC. And wasn't that like a year after the game came out? So Bungie could turn it around. I'm trying to be fair. I'm not saying they will, but they will. At bare minimum, I do think they have a strong foundation here. They just got to figure out a way to get people on the game. Unfortunately, a lot of people made up their mind and said, I ain't playing this shit. This shit whack. Taken King was essentially a new game, yeah. And they could do it with this game. With these live service games, you're always one patch away from succeeding or failing. They smeared themselves when they stole the art. To be fair, it wasn't the studio as a whole. And that's what I mean. Like, you're taking that out of context and y'all got me defending corporations. You're blowing that way out of proportion. You said they stole art, as if the entire Bungie studio got together and said, let's stick it to this little artist. No, it was one asshole who worked for Marathon who went rogue, which, by the way, he got fired, and then they reimbursed the artist and they apologized. What the fuck else do you want? They took accountability. What else do you want? Y'all acting like these niggas is Hitler or some shit like that. Where's this energy for like real life shit? I'm glad you speaking up on misinformation. They just reading headlines. Exactly. Where's this energy for real life shit? It wasn't the whole studio. It was one person. Y'all ain't never worked with an evil motherfucker. You probably sitting next to an evil nigga you work with right now that you can't stand. They fired him. They apologized, even though it wasn't the whole company, and they paid the artist. That's a W accountability. Like, what are we talking about here? People want to see heads roll for a video game, but then when it comes to losing their rights and shit, and they state they quiet as hell. What the fuck are we talking about? Legit, what else can they do? Legit, what else can they do, bruh? That's what I hate about the internet, man. Some of y'all be acting like everything is just super black and white, like fucking, like these niggas is Hitler or some shit like that. Hey, I hope they figure it out. I don't got no horse in this race, but where's this energy for real life shit, man? Where's this? Anyways, I think I covered this one. Yeah, I did. I don't know why I saved it twice. Gears of War E-Day's release window might have been revealed through a WWE Triple Mania ad. What the fuck? What? I don't even know what Triple Mania is. We still don't know much about Gears of War E-Day. Facts. We need to learn more. But that's set to change next month when the cover-based third-person shooter prequel gets its own time to shine directly after the next Xbox Game Showcase 2026. However, we might have learned about the potential release window earlier than intended. WWE's subsidiary Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide Twitter account was a mouthful, announced on the 10th of May that the two-night WWE Triple Mania 34 event, which is coming to some part of Mexico I can't pronounce because I'm uncultured, and another city that hasn't been revealed yet. The 34-second spot is squarely focused on the event, but its ending stretch shows Gears of War E-Day's logo, confirming the game is one of its biggest sponsors. The event will take place on the 11th and the 13th of September. Of course, WWE Triple Mania advert alone doesn't confirm anything, and even if its marketing has been vamped up by September, the game could still arrive later. That said, the timing of E-Day's big showcase suggests Xbox may be committing to a release later in 2026, and with GTA 6's Shadow covering November, it seems logical to release the next Gears before it. So they're saying a September release window. I don't know if September is good, because Dooms is in the chat. Shout out to Dooms, man. Usually 2K comes out in September, bro. We not gonna have time to play Gears of War E-Day if it come out, bro. What you think? That's Mexico's wrestling company. Gotcha. I'm in hell. How we gonna ball and play Gears, bro? I'm joking. We still gonna find a way to be on that shit. I hope it does come out before GTA 6. I think it would greatly benefit from it because I don't think Gears of War has a chokehold on millennials. And maybe some Gen Xers who are still gaming, but like I don't think Gears of War is really something that Gen Z and Gen Alpha definitely are clamoring for. Like he said, man, fuck 2K and fuck Ronnie. So look out, it's probably coming out in September. They leaked that shit. Leak. Arc Raiders will now only be receiving updates twice a year. We're shifting to a bigger and better game updates twice a year. Yes, this is real. This is fucking funny to me. So yeah, if you're not following, Arc Raiders dev team said that they will be updating their live service game less after their audience has been complaining the game is boring and there's nothing to do right now. They announced you guys are going to be getting less content. You will be getting big updates, but only twice a year. Now, I think this announcement is funny because this is coming right when Marvel Token's about to come out, 007, Phantom Blade Zero, Gears of War, GTA 6, Wolverine. There's so many bangers that we are on the cusp of releasing, and they said, you know what, you guys have gotten enough content. Like, yeah. Like, I'd argue right now is when they should be competing the hardest, because there is a tidal wave of games coming, man. There's a tidal wave. Yeah, Lego Batman. This is the wrong time to take your foot off the pedal, but they're doing it. So if you are a fan of Arc Raiders, just know that updates are coming much more infrequently. They did say, because I read the article on this, they did say that they will be releasing like bug fixes like every month, but like actual content, don't expect it. Don't expect it, man. Shout out to them live service games, man. Embark is updating the finals. Yeah, I don't know about that game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director said they're very aware that Square Enix needs to figure out how to get the next gen of fans into the franchise. What? You know, here on this stream, I say one of my favorite things about Sony Pony PlayStation fans is they ride hard for the corporation of PlayStation, but they don't even buy the things that make PlayStation. Most of y'all buy PlayStations to play 2K, Madden, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Roblox, Minecraft. And one of the games that I constantly bring up is Final Fantasy VII, because these niggas love to sit in Twitter spaces and talk about and harass people about how Final Fantasy VII is the greatest RPG of all time, and yet nobody bought the fucking game, bruh. And now you have the director of the game admitting our fan base doesn't buy the game. This is fucking crazy. The director of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy recognizes there's a challenge with getting younger players interested in the franchise. The Final Fantasy series has been around since the late 80s, and as a result, the audience who plays it tends to skew older than some other franchises. To a younger player who isn't familiar with Final Fantasy, they may see the large Roman numerals in the title and assume they are behind on the story, not realizing that most of these games are standalone. Yes, for those unaware, it's an anthology series. Not only that, but there are large gaps between releases, meaning Final Fantasy lacks a certain amount of relevancy with other audiences. In an interview with Nintendo's, the director stated that he's aware of a challenge when it comes to providing fans with the depth they deserve and providing the franchise to a new group of players. We are constantly updating our vision of what kind of experiences we can offer next as the Final Fantasy VII Remake project nears completion. I want to meet the expectations of fans who desire even more depth in this world and its characters. At the same time, I'm very aware of the needs to consider how we can expand the potential of the Final Fantasy franchise as a whole for the next generation. He continued, as the creator of these works, if there is a demand for new and unique experiences that differ from what we've done so far, I'm also eager to face those challenges. I think part of the reason why Final Fantasy is kind of struggling with the younger audience as well, too, is that y'all don't want to hear this shit, but it directly correlates with the rise of anti-intellectualism. Oh, Lord. The problem with Final Fantasy is I like it, but they are hardcore RPGs that require a lot of reading. And when they don't require reading, you got to pay attention to the cutscenes. And what has happened since the era of the PS4 to the 5, the rise of that damn iPad and these smartphones, motherfuckers got attention spans of a goddamn rodent. Shit. Motherfucking Expedition 33 swept the Game Awards, swept it. And it was still a large portion of people on the internet saying, I ain't heard of this shit. I ain't playing that shit. That shit look whack. It's a turn-based game. Oh, no, man, this shit got... It doesn't matter if 100 million, thousand, gazillion people, trillion say this shit is fire. If it got reading and it's turn-based, they are not going to fuck with it. It's not... And then they be complaining there's nothing to fucking play, bruh. Man, this cutscene too long. Man, I'm finna skip this shit, bro. What's going on in the story? Now, granted, I do think Final Fantasy fucked up a little along the way, too, because I also think where Final Fantasy fucked up is, I think Final Fantasy VII, the remake part 1 was fire. I'd go as far as to say it's a modern day classic. That was a great fucking remake. I love that game. But that's part 2, it kind of split the audience. And then Final Fantasy 16, that was the real damage. I think Final Fantasy 16 really split the audience. People seem to really love that game or they really hate it. And I'm in the hate it camp. 11 hours of cutscenes with boring ass characters. What's your take on Witcher 4? I'm excited for it. I liked Witcher 3. So I also think that like they haven't been putting out the best quality of games. Meanwhile, the competition has been getting better. Since Final Fantasy has kind of fallen out of relevancy, we've gotten Baldur's Gate, we've gotten Expedition 33. Shit, Cyberpunk had a whole renaissance. There's been some really great RPGs, man. It's a great time to be a gamer, man. Clap it up for us, nigga. Real shit. If you ain't played none of them, we don't give a fuck what you talking about. Persona. Yeah, Persona. We could throw Persona in there. What's the other one from the Persona makers? What's the other? Yeah, Metaphor Refantasio? Come on, man. It's a good time. So I think they need to do something to shake up the formula. Me personally, my issue with Final Fantasy VII Part 2, the remake, I don't think the formula was different enough to where it kept me engaged. And then what they did add, I fucking hated it. I hated those mini games. A lot of people did. Am I playing Sorrows? I played it. I uninstalled it. It ain't for me. It's not for me. Scarlet Nexus is a banger. It's a low-key banger, bro. Hopefully they figure it out, though, because I do like Final Fantasy. Other news. 007 First Light will run at 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro. Well, that's all I got for you right there. This is great to hear. And I'm gonna be honest, I have no reason to call the developers liars. In the recent gameplay that they've shown, it's looked a lot smoother. When they first revealed this game, the frame rate was super choppy, but the recent gameplay now looks great. They're saying the PS5 Pro will run 60 FPS, so I have no reason to believe why the PC won't be able to run more than 60 FPS. It seems like they're really getting it together. Shout out to them. I'm excited to try this game out. I predict this will be the ball and gun gamer game of the year. Man, Elon, fix your fucking video player. This shit is terrible. They need to make their video player as good as YouTube.
Prepare for liftoff!
Yeah, this shit is ugly. I don't want to look at this shit, bro. Yeah, mad pixels. PC gamers have 1 week to claim a Batman game and a hit RPG for free on the Epic Game Store. Telltale's Batman is free on the Epic Game Store. And Batman the Enemy Within, and then Sunderfolk. So go ahead and boot up Epic Game Store and download those games, and then never boot it up again, because that's what we do. I missed it, but did you like Final Fantasy 15? I played it. Final Fantasy 15 was okay. It was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was okay. It had its moments. Xbox Game Pass Starter Edition now officially bundled with the Discord Nitro membership. I feel like this is like a top 5 year for gaming ever. You could make that argument, yeah. I feel like every year is great, but yeah, you can make that argument. A few weeks ago, we reported leaked details about a potential Xbox Game Pass and Discord Nitro collaboration. Today, the partnership has been officially announced. The news comes straight from the Xbox blog, which states Discord Nitro now includes a starter edition of the Game Pass, where available, giving eligible members a new way to discover and play great games. Note the deal only applies to the regular $9.99 Nitro sub and not the $2.99 basic one. Discord has rolled out updates that make it easier to discover and to jump into games, including with Game Pass. What games you get? The full announcement by Discord's team confirms this version of Game Pass comes with a 10-hour trial of cloud gaming in games like Fallout 4, Stardew Valley, DayZ, Deep Rock Galactica, Overcooked 2, Grounded, and more. Xbox blockbusters like Gears 5, Doom Eternal, that's a banger. Dishonored 2, banger, are apparently included too. There's also the promise of more games being added periodically, but it's unclear how long they'll stay on the service for. I'm not gonna lie, if you have Discord Nitro, you should take advantage of it. If you haven't played these games, please play these games, bro. Please play these games. It's rare that we get an entire year of shitty games. Yeah, but I think some people have such limited palettes, to them it feels like it. But if you like most genres of games, it always feels like you have something to play. And then last but not least, Xbox Elite Controller 3 just leaked. Is Mercury in retrograde over Brazil? Because sources there are giving Xbox a very hard time today. Brazilian regular Antitil appears to have accidentally leaked images of the Xbox Elite Controller 3 that were circulated by a local tech site. According to the specs making the rounds, this controller boosts some notable new features. There are 2 scroll wheels at the bottom of that can be controlled by your thumbs. A new pairing button on the front appears to switch the device between local and cloud modes. The D-pad has also been redesigned, and the gamepad seems to, at long last, be switching over to a removable, rechargeable battery. This story sounds familiar. It is. Technoblog also published leaked images of a different Xbox peripheral earlier today. The story shot off a pint-sized gamepad that we don't care about. I'm gonna be honest. Microsoft, we don't care. I bought the Xbox Elite Controller 2. I paid $200 for it. Had all the extra ping pong paddles on the back, extra buttons and shit like that. That shit broke down a month later. I said I will never buy an Elite controller from Microsoft again. $200 down the fucking drain, bro. I will be sticking to my $40 GameSir controller. That shit is probably one of the best controllers I ever bought. With the non-drifting stick, $40 somehow is better than this $200 bullshit. Make that make sense. Let's get something straight. Not only did it cost too much for it to break down a month later, that shit didn't even make me a better gamer. Cause you know why I bought that shit? That was cause back when we was going crazy during the Apex Legend era. You remember we was playing Apex Ranked? I said, let me get a pro controller, nigga. I'm about to go stupid. That shit broke down. It couldn't handle the speed, man. I was like, all right, bro. I'm just not built for this pro shit. I could never do that shit. I'm not gonna do no claw. And I'm not gonna do no falling buttons and shit, bro. Link me that $40 controller. I got you, bro. Game Sir. What's that shit called? Game Sir. I know it's $40. Let me see. Game Sir, $40. Let's go on Amazon. Look it up. I got it off Amazon. Game Sir controller. Does anybody know which one it is? Wait, I got it right here. I'm bugging. I don't know what this. Oh, is this it? Yeah. Purchase September 2024. This is the one I got. $44. I got you. I'm finna drop the link. I'm gonna shorten it. The G7. So this has the Hall effects analog sticks. So it has anti-drift on the analog sticks. I've had this shit since 2024. It's still going strong. This is the same exact controller. No cap. I've had this shit for 2 years. I beat the fuck out this stick on stream. Y'all see me beat my shit. And it's still going crazy. Save that shit. Best $40, bro. If you never used a controller that has Hall effects on the joysticks, it will change your fucking life, bro. You'd be like, you know what? I'm not buying no brand that don't got Hall effects on it, bro. Y'all freaked out, man. Y'all know what I meant.